to the Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and where you always come to us first to quench your thirst. I am your girl, Lana, your resident evil diva, and I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. Purr. And this is a celebration. I'm very happy to be here. Even if my tone doesn't sound like it, trust me, inside, I'm doing cartwheels and backflips right now because I'm very excited. And it's because I have a cup mug. That's why I'm so excited. No, I'm just kidding. But I am excited for my cup mug. And you can get you a cup mug at lanagcreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And if you look to the right side of the screen, there is a QR code. You can scan it. It'll take you right to the shop. You can get your merch, favorite the shop. Send me a cute little message when you get your cup in a picture. That'd be lovely. Thanks so much. And we do ship internationally and domestically, so there are no excuses. Get your cup mug and thank you.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. I'm Brook, and I'm passionate about pop culture. In this particular episode, I am giving my best acting performance ever as one out of 2,000 coconuts on Exile Island.
I'm Coconut 2000, the very last one.
The very final coconut. I'm going to be Coconut 703 because I believe Coconut 894 was the correct one. So I'm reasonably close to the Coconut, which means I get a little bit of airtime, but not enough airtime to make people think I'm needy.
I think, you know what? I switched it. I'm Coconut 1 because I was the first one she picked up and got that airtime and then moved on, like, out of the way. Because who can be in the sun that long? Not me.
It's just a lot.
It's a lot.
I burn. I burn. Yeah.
I get sweaty.
And also, to borrow a phrase from what Lana just said, I am also doing cartwheels in my brain right now. Just for the record.
Hi, my name is Lana, but you can call me Marie, and I am also excited. And I think I would probably just be some random coconuts on a shot in on a B-roll for the episode.
It's not even on this episode. I didn't make the cut.
I'm the coconut. Okay, real talk. I'm the coconut that Abby Maria threw at Scoopin' that one time.
That's a good one.
That's me. Abby, you'll always be famous here.
Period. Period.
Yeah. And I do feel like singing a couple of songs after this episode.
Maybe a haiku.
Yeah. A new haiku song in song form. Should be some lyrics.
I'm just gonna go lay on the hammock and whisper a haiku to myself.
This man was the worst. He was sent home in episode. I already fucked it up, but you get my point.
You already messed up the haiku. You messed up the haiku. Anyway, we are here. We are here talking about Survivor 50, episode 8. The recap. We're going to get right into it. But before we do, y'all know what to do. If you've been here, thank you so much. If you haven't, this is your first time joining us, welcome. We appreciate you. We're talking all things Survivor 50. And if that's yours, would you do us a solid and subscribe to this channel? Because we are here trying to give you all things competitive reality television. And we are trying to get 1,000 new subscribers by the end of the year. And we are halfway there. So if you will help us out and support, subscribe, share. Let everybody know. If you know people who are into reality television, competitive reality television, we're probably talking about it. So we just wrapped up Survivor Australia. We're doing Survivor 50. We're wrapping up House of Villains this week. We're introducing $1 Million Secret this week. We're going to be talking about that and a lot more things on our reality roundup on Sunday. Everything happens. We talk everything. American Idol, The Voice. We don't have Extraction anymore. Drag Race over here. We're talking American Gladiators. We're talking everything on Reality Roundup. So
I have a lot to say about The Voice this week.
We got a lot going on. So we're so excited to talk about all that. So if that's your thing, if you're into competitive reality television, subscribe to this channel. If you're a fan of drag or drag race, we have a channel for you to subscribe to. And Eurovision Song Contest, we have a channel for you too. All those links will be in the description below in our link tree. Subscribe to all of those channels. Support us. We appreciate the support. Follow us on our audio podcast links. Join us in our Patreon and follow us on all of our socials at Uncut Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. That is a fun thing for you to do. You can follow the three of us if you want to, but you don't have to if you don't want to, but we would love that if you do. And of course, get your cup mug, like I said before. Let's get into it, y'all, because we got a lot to talk about. And wow. Queen D, as Jonathan likes to say, they got rid of Queen D. He's very proud of that. He's so super proud that he got what he wanted. He got rid of D. D's out, and I'm like, whatever. Sure,
Okay.
whatever, fine.
Can I just say, because I wasn't here last week to comment on that, by the way, I just want to make it abundantly clear. I understand why we got rid of D, but I'm not happy about it. I am not enthused. This is some bullshit.
I think that's the sentiment all around. That was the sentiment on this podcast last week. That is going to continue to be the sentiment. We get why you did it. Was the move a good move? Sure. Did it make sense? Sure. Did we like it? No. No. Because I did not want D to go right now. That's crazy for me. But she's gone, and Jonathan's very happy about it. And everybody's just like, yes, coaches are happy, Jonathan's happy, Steph and Chrissy, they're happy. Everybody who went along with it, they're like, it's fine, it is what it is. Nobody's really too sad about it because D is in fact a winner, and D is in fact a good player in this game. So they didn't want to award her another $1 million. Like she wouldn't go make it to the end, but you know.
Well, nobody's upset but Tiffany.
But Tiffany.
Tiffany's not happy.
But Tiffany's not even that upset that D is gone. Tiffany's more upset that she got 4 votes against her. And she's like, what the heck is going on here? What did I do to deserve this? Like, I'm getting votes, I'm getting blindsided. Every week is something different, and I'm sick of it. So she's a little annoyed, and people are like, Tiffany, are you okay? She's like, whatever, I'm frustrated, but it is what it is. Tiffany knows, once again, she can't go and blow up at the camp. She can't go and act out at the camp. She's like, I have to keep it together because I don't want to give them a reason to want to vote me out. They've already come up with some plan. In her head, she's like, they already came up with some reason to want to vote me out. I can't give them anymore. So she's like, I'm just going to chill. I'm going to chill. I'm going to be frustrated on the inside, but I'm going to chill. And she did that, which I'm like, yes, smart. You have to do that. You at this point, what else is there for you to do? Because either you blow up and you blow up your game, or you chill out and let the target shift somewhere else. She decided to chill. So I was like, period, yes, ma'am. That's what you do. But everybody's still a little annoyed with Coach. And Jonathan and Stephanie and Chrissy knows this. They're like, oh, coaches, how he went about this whole vote was crazy. And we can't let him do that again. So they have to tell Coach, you know what, you need to chill. You're gonna have to chill out a little bit. You're gonna have to relax, calm down, because mm-mm, mm-mm, no. So they're like, oh, so coaches get this. They tell him like, you need to chill, folks. So you rubbing people the wrong way. And he's like, I mean, okay, I could do that. I'm not. He's like, I'm not gonna lead the vote this time. I'm not. And Jonathan's like, yeah, good idea, coach. Good idea, coach. You're not gonna lead the vote. That's good. We don't want you to do that. And he's like, yeah, I'm not gonna lead the vote. Um, yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, that's what they want you to do. Like you telling them what they already told you. Like chill out, calm down, don't do nothing. And I don't know.
Yeah. Jonathan is taking all the credit for getting Coach to be calm and singing haikus now instead of controlling the vote.
Right. It's like, okay, sure. that don't yeah, take all the credit for that. That's what we want people to not, you know, yeah, sure.
Let,
I,
let him do that.
right. I don't get it. I'm just like, whatever, man.
Yeah.
It was a wild take, but they do come back to they not back to camp, but the next day
Yeah.
everybody's just talking, still trying to be the coach whisperer, and so like I said, there was a lot of coach whisperers, a lot of people telling them to chill out. It's a lot of that talk, but Ozzy decides he's going to go to Tiffany and tell Tiffany that look, hey, I voted for you. I had to because Coach was pushing his vote. He was pushing it, and he wanted to had to make sure So he made us vote for you. He was pushing the vote, so I had to vote for you. And I don't want to vote. I didn't want to, but I had to make Coach feel like I was with him. And Tiffany was like, "Wow." She was like, "But I promise you, I want to. I don't want you gone or anything. I want to work with you." And Tiffany's like, the fact that Ozzy was bold enough to come tell me that he voted for me and saying that he want to work with me, it kind of shows that he kind of does want to work with me. So I'm kind of okay with that. And like, I think she said one day your enemy become the next day they become your, somebody you work with or whatever. And I was like, okay. And I was just like, we go get Coach. I want to slay his ass. I'm gonna get him and present his head on a platter. And Tiffany was like, I'm gonna hold it up like a trophy. I'm just like, I kind of love this whole thing with Tiffany and Ozzy. It was a fun little moment for me. Um, but yeah, I was like, this is interesting. This is nice. I like this this link up. Let's see what happens with this. I'm here for it. Um, shoot.
I will never complain about Cerizzi getting more agency in this game. I'm just not going to, and you can't make me.
Oh
Okay?
no.
Look, like the three of them collectively getting more people on their side. I don't care who's the one doing it. It could be Cerie, Rizzo, or Ozzy. Any of the three of them pulling a number into their side, I'm thrilled, I'm gagged, and I am ecstatic. And that's exactly what we see happen here. So you know what, Ozzy? You get your tens from me today. Thank you, Mr. Ozzy. Because you have now added another loyal soldier to Team Cerizzi whenever the inevitable war will occur. So thank you. Thank you for that. Aussie 8, thank you. That's all I have to say about that. But I mean, okay, also, on top of it, though, it's a really good idea because Tiffany knows 4 people wrote her name down, right? And if you're open and honest with her that you're one of them, at least she's not going to be suspicious of everybody, right? You've put yourself in the position where, because she doesn't really have anybody, right, at this point, Camilla's gone, Dee's gone, who does she really have? You've now put yourself and said, look, I did it, and here's my reasons. I don't want to do it again. And we can move forward together. That's great for your game, and it's good for the people you're working with. So, good stuff, Ozzy.
Good stuff. What I'm loving is seeing Ozzy being a lot more strategic and social in this game. Like Ozzy before that we've seen is more like I'm going out, I'm gonna be the provider, I'm gonna go, fish and hunt and do all the things and make sure everybody got everything. But he always lacked a certain thing in his game This time I feel like we're getting a very all around survivor player in Ozzy. He's still providing, he's still going out and getting the stuff, but he's also very social. He got his alliances together, and he's surrounding himself with smart people. Like mother. You got the mother of all mothers on your side and is in lockstep with you. And Rizzo is very smart. He's young, but he's smart and he's quick. And so you have that. And then he's being more strategic. He's being social. He's thinking about his moves before I'm liking this new Ozzy. I'm seeing the player that Ozzy probably wanted to be in his past seasons finally form it into the player that he is now. And I'm not mad at it. I'm kind of liking him.
Me too.
This is the best I've ever seen him play.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. And so him and Tiff got they stuff together. And so Tiffany now knows that it was Coach who was leading the charge against her
Yeah.
or putting the votes on her. Which then it's funny because Jonathan is talking to Coach and he's like, "Hey, you might want to talk to Tiff and try to smooth things over." And it made me laugh because this whole conversation, Tiffany already knows
Yeah.
about Coach. Coach don't know that Tiffany know about Coach. So Coach is trying to gaslight Tiffany, and Tiffany is like, "Hmm, really? Oh, okay, Coach. Yeah." So Coach is like, "Hey, I didn't come up with your name. It was brought to me, and we just went with it. Yada yada yada." So Tiffany's like, "So who did it? Who led the charge?" And Coach was like, um, she no, who led it? If it wasn't you, who did it?" And he's like, um, I mean, it wasn't me." And Tiffany's like, "You know what? It's fine. It is what it is. That's the past. We'll just move on from that. It's okay." In her mind, she's like, "Bruh, I already know it was you. I already know it was you. Stop
Real
trying to
talk.
play in my face."
Real talk. I honestly thought Coach might throw Ozzy under the bus here. Like for the edit, I really thought that was going to happen.
I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that. I'm like, I know he gonna say Ozzy. I know it. But he ain't say nobody. And I was like, oh.
Look, if we have learned anything in Coach's prior Survivor appearances, it is that he, according to Mother Legend Sophie Clark, is the equivalent of a young girl. And then what we have learned from that is that, he doesn't always think out his strategic decisions before he acts. And in this particular case, trying to smooth something over with Tiffany without having a plan, because she's going to ask you questions, you idiot. You need to have actual things to say to her other than these boring platitudes, because Tiffany, unlike you, did not come from the school of honor and integrity, air quotes. So what do you want from her? She's not just going to blindly follow you into the ether here. It's not how it works.
That's
Dumb
not how
dumb.
any of this works.
Yeah. Frustrating to watch.
Yeah, it was just it was funny for me to watch because I was like, Tiffany is looking at him like, "You're an idiot. I already know what you did. Now you come to my face lying, telling me, but with no plan, with no backup name, with nothing. Like he could have easily been like, oh, it was Rick. Oh no, it was Christian. Like somebody, throw anybody's name out there. Anybody's name.
No.
No, you had nothing. But I was like, okay, all right, fine, cool. So Tiffany's like, yeah, I already know, whatever. The boat comes. There's a boat because why wouldn't there be a boat? The boat is coming. There's this boat. and they find out that they have to pair up in pairs of twos, and um want to get in their pairs. And so it's 13 people on this beach. So one person is going to be left out. And so of course they're like, so who wants to do it? So Rick is like, I'll do it. Cerise said, I'll do it. Chrissy was like, I'll do it.
Like half
Somebody
of
else
them
said,
wanted to do it.
right, because everybody
Mhm.
they're like, look, last time people left on the boat, they got spared from this blood moon twist that happened. So we have half of us want to do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. Look, I would have been the first to raise my hand. They talk about some leave me. I don't want to have to do it.
Me, me, me. Please pick
Pick,
me.
pick,
Me.
me. Like, please. But I will be the ultimate pick me in that moment. Like, pick me,
Sometimes you
choose
gotta
me,
be a pick me, though. You
pick
know what
me,
I
choose
Pick
me,
me,
love
love me.
me,
I was
choose
getting there,
me.
Lana. Damn it.
Pick me, choose me, love me. I want to be the ultimate pick me in that moment. But of course, I love how they all like, let's just throw our shots in the dark. But here's the thing, when people use their shot in the dark, like, well, it's only D and then later. So when they throw their shot in the dark, and whoever shot in the dark get picked, they get to be the one not picked. And it was Sari, and I was like, period.
She ate.
She ate that down. I'm like, mother, yes, yes, no
Well, I
pairs.
also
And
love
this,
the reasoning that she said
yes,
was like, look, I don't want to hurt anyone in this immunity challenge. And you know what? Let's be honest. We are 6 seasons deep into Suri on Survivor, and she has rolled a fat 0 in winning individual immunity challenges, and that's okay. She
okay,
doesn't need to a lot of the time. Let's be blunt. In her entire career, she's only needed to win one, and that was the final 3 of Micronesia. So like she's doing pretty okay. She's fine. But I love her that being her reasoning, because it's a logical thing for her to tell people, and it isn't just, oh, I want it, which is I think what everyone else probably would have had if they would have, you know, got selected themselves.
right. And so yeah. I'll go ahead, Ree. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think it was good, and she said it publicly, so she just and in a way that it can kind of like feel like also almost like she's doing them a favor by taking herself out of the situation.
And she's doing them a favor, and she's saving herself the humiliation of people like, oh, I'm stuck with Sari. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because everybody's like, you got a partner, you pick a partner, and it's like, no, I don't want to be stuck with Sari. And it's like somebody gonna be stuck with Sari, And it's like she's like, I don't want to deal with that humiliation either. Um, I love that she did that, and I love that she said it, and I loved how she did it. So it doesn't look just like I just want it just because I want to be safe. If that, because this was before they even knew what that meant. They didn't
Yeah.
know if it meant she was gonna be safe or anything else. So she does get picked, and then they go to tribal. I'm not tribal. They go to the challenge, and that's when we find out that Sari is going to go to Exile Island because she doesn't have a pair. And she's like, oh, okay. But her going to Exile Island means she is not eligible to play for immunity. So, and she is not eligible to be voted for. So she is safe from tribal council, which, yay. I'm
Three
like,
fields final 11 on Survivor 50. I love to see it.
period.
We love to
I
see it.
love to see it. I'm here for it always, always. Um, so she goes off to exile, and then we find out what the challenge is. With the first 3 teams to make it past the first part of this challenge will move on to the second part. They had to throw a ball in a basket. It's going to roll down, and you have to run through ropes to catch it. If you catch it, then toss it to your partner. They do the same thing. Once both balls are through, then you have to pass the ball on paddles from one person to the next. And once you get the balls thrown on the paddles, somebody will take the last person will take the paddle and try to fling it into a net. First 3 teams to do that, they will move on to the second one. The second one is you will use 2 little spoons to try to get the ball up the. If you remember what Sophie did in season 50 by herself, they have to do that in teams where they have to move the ball up through the spoons, up through the gate, out of the gate, and then go to the table maze and maneuver a table maze of the balls. You have 2 balls to get through the table maze. First team to get 2 balls planted in the spot at the table maze wins immunity and reward. And if you want to know what reward is, it's spaghetti. We get spaghetti and some wine and some juice and just get to eat. And I'm gonna tell y'all that spaghetti looked dry AF. I was mad at that spaghetti. I was like,
did not look particularly appetizing, but let's be honest, any amount of carbs on the island in Survivor,
I would have ate it. I would have ate it like it was steak dinner, but that spaghetti looked dry AF. I was like, ugh. But if I was out there, I would have been. Yeah.
We should probably mention the teams first, the pairs, because some of these pairs were really interesting and not things that I would have like even remotely considered, right? Like Christian and Jonathan. That
Jonathan picked Christian, pawed him down. It was like, me, you.
Fee, fi, fo, fum.
Christian was like, okay. I love Christian saying fee, fi, fo, fum. Jonathan picked me, like, bam. I was like, Christian's stupid. I loved it.
I love Christian.
I love Christian.
But then, like, Ozzy and Stephanie getting together, I looked at that. I was like, yeah, I would be terrified if I saw that challenge combination. That scares me. That one was spooky. And also the same for Joe and Tiffany. The second I saw that, I'm like, that's gonna be awesome.
when they paired them together, I was like, ooh, winners. They're giving me winner energy. I was like, Joe and Tiffany, Ozzy and Stephanie, I can see as winners. Those are my 2 picks. I was like, one of them winning.
And then in the opposite route, I saw Emily and Rizzo pair up, and I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yep, no.
And they ain't winning.
They ain't winning. They ain't winning.
No.
And then same for Coach and Chrissy. As much as I love Chrissy, Coach, not great at challenges. So, and then Rick and Aubrey were kind of just, I don't want to say the leftovers, but a little bit of the leftovers.
I was like, it could go either way.
Yeah.
They were more the middle. They were more the middle for me. I was like, it could go either way. I said Jonathan and Christian could win this. But I was like, but they're a maybe. Just like I felt like Aubrey and Devins were. I was like, they're a maybe. But Tiffany and Joe and Ozzy and Stephanie, I was like, oh, they can win. For sure is one of them. The other one, I was like, not so sure. It could go either way. But yeah, interesting pairs that happen. But they get through they start the first challenge, and it starts off like I thought. Tiffany and Joe was just eating it up from the beginning. They had a bridge too. I forgot the bridge part of it. They had to build the bridge to cross over. Once they get the ball into the net, then they had to do the bridge puzzle to cross over, and that's how you won. Forgot the bridge part. Everything was going smooth for pretty much everybody except Coach and Chrissy up to that point. Like Coach couldn't even get this ball in the basket for the first time, and it took him a minute. I think everybody was on the passing the ball through the paddle before he even got the ball through. Tiffany and Coach, he was like, I've never been good at basketball.
It was the easiest part of the challenge. Like, I'm not trying to be rude. And not even saying the running through the thing to catch the ball was the easiest part of the challenge.
Oh no,
the actual act of throwing it into this basket was by far the easiest part of the challenge.
Wasn't like the basket was a small basket. It was a really big, open, wide mouth basket. So it was like the ball. All you gotta do is just throw it up high enough.
Just lip it in. Just lip it
get
in.
it in there. Get it in there. just get it in there.
And everybody else gets it done so fast, and then it's just we keep on cutting back to Coach and Chrissy. Coach, I've never been good at basketball. Well, Diva, this isn't basketball. This is a different. You're doing bad, Diva.
You could have. Grandma threw it and made it in there. Okay. Like whatever. But everybody, they finally get through. Everybody is on the puzzle part of it because that's where everybody get caught up at the puzzle part of it. But it was no things. Nothing made. Look, Tiffany and Joe, they make it through first. No surprise. Ozzy and Stephanie makes it through second. No surprise.
No.
It literally came down to Jonathan and Christian and Aubrey and Devins. Like between 1 or 2 planks apiece. Like it was down to the wire. And Aubrey and Rick pulled through and got through that third spot. And I was like, yes! Yes,
exactly
I wanted them to win. I honestly wanted them to win because we said, I wanted to see the honesty and integrity tribe have to go against each other. I wanted to see who they would throw under the bus if push came to shove. And so I was like, yes, I knew because everybody was like, because I was like,
it would have been Joe. Let's be honest, it would have been Joe. But like,
you think they would have threw Joe under the bus?
Oh yeah. Look, okay, you cannot tell me that if Coach said, well, if we have to get rid of someone in our loyal tribe of people, we should get rid of the one paired with Tiffany. That would have been exactly what he would have said, and they would have went after Joe and Tiffany. And you know what?
Yeah.
I'm happy it didn't happen.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would have worked, but yeah, it probably would.
It wouldn't have worked.
It wouldn't have worked, but yeah.
I want to give a special shout out to Christian and Jonathan in this challenge, having one of my favorite moments in a challenge this season. Christian asking Jonathan for a plank, and Jonathan says, "Speak up," and then Christian goes, "Mini, medium, large."
Like it's about a steak or something. They're on the barbecue.
Yelling so loud, but the words he's saying are so funny, and I can't. Like, was it an effective tactic that got them through that puzzle faster? Absolutely, but it was fucking hysterical.
It was hilarious. I laughed. I was like, okay, they was funny. But move on to the next part, and baby, the only team that had this down locked really fast was Aubrey and Rick. They had great communication. They were like, let's just move it. They got that ball out so fast. Tiffany and Joe were struggling. They kept dropping the ball. Ozzy and Stephanie were struggling. They kept dropping the ball. But then Ozzy and Steph got it after Aubrey and Rick. And so they're on the puzzle. Tiffany and Joe finally get it. And then they're on the puzzle. And then it was just who could maneuver this table maze the best without dropping this ball. And I really thought Ozzy and Steph had a good handle on this table because they were doing it. They were, moving it around, and they would get to the very end, like literally the last part of the puzzle, and it falls off the back end. And I was like, oh, and that didn't happen once. It happened twice.
Yeah.
And like, can we also just add in the fact they were rushing that back section so much? And I'm sitting here, I'm like, y'all, you're in the lead. You can take an extra 10 seconds to make sure the ball is going to land in the hole. Hell, you could probably have taken 20 if you really needed to. because you're
Absolutely.
taking your time with every other part of this maze. But by the time you get to the end, all you're doing is wasting every single one of these runs because it's not adding up in the end.
Yeah.
And the thing is, Rick and Aubrey are doing like fine. They just keep on getting caught up on this one section where you have to like very lightly tilt it and then bring it back around.
Right.
I was incredibly impressed by Tiffany in this challenge, and specifically because Joe had to do his part too, but Tiffany was just like very like light directions, like calling out like tiny little things over and over and over again, to the point where by the time they got that first ball down to the end, I'm like, oh, if they keep this up, they're winning, because this is just incredible to watch. Joe also had a really great save on the board. Like he just immediately dropped the board to keep the ball from falling off the other side. That was really good too. They had really good communication as well.
Yeah, they did.
Great, great communication, and it was like Joe was the one. He was like the muscle of making sure the board didn't tilt too much, because it would look like it was a heavy board, and so he was the one making sure that the board didn't tilt. And he would listen to Tiffany like just a little bit to the right, a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, and he moved and they go, and they're like, okay, now we can make a big. And so when they needed to make that big jump moves, Joe was able to and Tiffany was like, okay, that's slow, 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 slow. And so they just worked well together, which I thought was, well, we'll talk about it. Which is why they won, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's why they won. It they kind of ate that up. I was very happy for them. I was very,
Yeah.
very happy for them. I'm happy for Tiffany because now she could go one day in tribal council without worrying about her name getting written down. And without, she can feel like she's a part of the plans now instead of being blindsided or think her name might come up again
Yeah.
because, she's vulnerable. So happy for her. Joe, sure, great. You're safe. Love that for you. Um, and in that moment I was like, oh no, no. Happy for them, but no, Rick and Aubrey, I'm nervous because their names were coming up even before they left camp. And I was like, oh no, oh no,
Yeah.
oh no.
Uh, yeah, and yeah, yeah,
Go ahead, Rick. What were you saying?
yeah. Yeah. She says, "Oh, if only I had an idol now." But
Right.
The second Tiffany and Joe won, I was like, well, at least they can't send Tiffany home. That was my first thought. But then my second thought was, okay, so this is probably going to come down to like Rick and Aubrey versus Coach and Chrissy. And well, look at what happened. And do we want to quickly touch on Exile real quick before we get into the meat?
Definitely we go to Exile because Exile it's important. We go to Exile. Mother is at Exile. And before she even gets to Exile, she's on the boat and she's pulling up to Exile and she sees coconuts upon coconuts upon coconuts all
an abundance
across
of coconuts, if you will.
across this beach. She sees so many coconuts. She was like, what the heck is going on here?
Yeah.
So she gets off the boat and she sees the note. And the note says, you are now on exile. But you don't have to stay on exile. Among these 2,000 coconuts is one coconut with a phoenix on it. If you find the coconut with the phoenix in the time of the hour before the hourglass sand expires, you will go back to camp and you will be a part of the tribal council. But you are still not eligible to be voted for. So I'm like, period. That was the most important part that I wanted to know. Like, if she go back, can she get voted for? Even though she wasn't going to get voted for. But no, she can't. So I'm like, period. Word. So I'm like, okay, I like this. I like this. I like this this whole I need Sari back at camp. I need Sari back at camp. So she has to do it. So she flips the hourglass over and she's going sifting. She's sifting through coconut after coconut after coconut. And she gets tired. It's hot. The sun is blaring at her. She's flipping over coconut. She's bending over. She's doing and look, Serena's like, listen, I'm an older lady now, and I am tired. I'm hot. I'm bending over. I'm getting dizzy. I need to sit down for a minute. And this is where we get our reflective moment of Sari. And I absolutely loved seeing Sari be so reflective about her game and how Survivor has been a big part of her life, and seeing how she's like, I've overcome so many things on this game. It's really taught me how strong I can possibly be in life. And so I just gotta do stuff. I just gotta do it. She's like, can't. It seems impossible, but nothing is impossible in Survivor. Nothing is impossible. You just have to do it. And I was like, she gonna do it. She gonna do it. She gotta do it. Like she gonna do it. And baby, mother. She mothered. When mother mothers, mother mothers. And mother mothered this. And she found her phoenix. And I was like, yes.
I have to also just say, having Sari go to Exile Island does feel quite full circle. I mean, if you know anything, if you know your Survivor history, you know Panama, you know her first season is the subtitle of Exile Island. She's winning. I'm sorry. I know we do this every fucking time. Okay, I know every time we have Sari on our screens for Survivor, we play this stupid fucking game, and we always go, she's winning. And you know what? We've yet to be right. I don't fucking care. We're going to be right eventually. I don't care if it makes me insane. She's winning the damn season, and there's nothing we can do to stop it. Not that we would. She's winning. She's winning the whole fucking season. Sari is winning Survivor 50, and thank you.
That would be a very satisfying ending for me. If Sari wins, I would love every second of it.
Sari winning Survivor would kind of feel like the series finale of Survivor for me. Not that I would stop watching, but it would be such a satisfying conclusion. And if they stopped making more, I would be okay with it.
Right. If they said this is the last season of Survivor we're doing, I would be okay if Sari wins the very last season of Survivor. Period. I would be done. I would love it. But she finds it. And she's going back to camp. And she's going to be in tribal. And I was like, yes, mother, go handle what's happening at camp, because they're losing their minds at camp without you. Because we go back to camp and Ozzy is like, let's take out Rick and Aubrey. And I was like, no. Rizzo and Ozzy are like, Sari would want us to take out Rick and Aubrey. I'm like, no.
Okay. Quick pause. I think this is very important. Okay. In what universe would Sari rather have Aubrey go home than Coach?
Right.
Just in general.
Yeah.
In what
I need you to think about this.
Would Sari rather lose Aubrey, who is a loyal number to her and has been since Game Changers? Okay. In what world would she rather lose Aubrey than lose Coach? Rizzo, I get it for your game and your positioning. That makes sense for you.
Yes.
Ozzy, my guy. Pause and reflect. That's all I'm asking.
Think about
pause and reflect. Because, girl, no.
Think about it. Think about it, honey. Think about it. I'm like, no, Ozzy, that is not the call. That is not the move. We don't want to do that. But he's like, Sari would want us to do that. And Rizzo's like, yeah, Sari would love, we got to do it. Thankfully, Sari comes back to the camp and everybody's like, oh, Sari's back. And she lets them know about the coconut and how she found it. And they're like, yay. And she's apart. Christian is through the moon. He's like, oh, I have a vote back. Somebody who I think is going to vote with me. Blah, blah, blah. The vote. Look, now that Saria's back, things are flipping up with us again because they thought they had it locked down with what they would go do. But now it might be a little.
There might be a little wiggle room.
And Mother quickly grabs Ozzy and Tiffany, and it's like Ozzy's like, we go after Rick and Aubrey, and Serena was like, what? No, it's like, we can't do that. Why would we do that when we have Coach and Chrissy right here? Like they're giving them to us on the silver platter. Why would we not go for a player like Coach and Chrissy right now when we have them? And Ozzy's like, you think? And she's like, yeah. He's like, oh, thank God Serena's here because I would have made the wrong move. And I'm like, oh, thank God, Serena. Thank you, Serena.
How we've been very kind to her, and we always are. But I want to just say, Serena in this episode single-handedly proved why she is one of the best of all time, because she comes back on this beach, does honestly nothing but just say why she wants to take out Coach and Chrissy over Rick and Aubrey. Single-handedly convinces everybody not in the Honor and Integrity Alliance to go for Coach and Chrissy. And then on top of that, right, Rizzo, who I think is by far the hardest sell on this, which, and again, from his perspective, yeah, Rick and Aubrey is probably a better move for him specifically. When she finds out that Chrissy wants to vote out Rizzo,
yeah,
the maneuvering that Suri does of just saying, I just found out that you're Chrissy's name. Chrissy just said your name to me, that she's going to vote for you and Emily because she wants to get rid of you and flush your idol. Amazing work.
Immaculate.
Because now it's, oh, I'm protecting you, Rizzo. That's what I'm doing. We got to get them out because they're coming after you now. Because they're coming after Rick and Aubrey, maybe if they don't have the votes, but they're already considering you. Get them out of here, and then we have the numbers.
And we can get rid of Rick and Aubrey at any time.
Anytime we want. What do they have? Nothing.
Nothing. Baby.
Immaculate. Masterclass. Like, oh my God.
Chef's kiss. It was the most beautiful thing. It's just those moments from Suri. We got it on Traitors. We got it on Big Brother. We got it on Survivor several times. It's when you see Suri actually take a plan and make it happen and flip it, and how she does it, and she never raises her voice. She's always so calm and even keel, and she's not like telling people what to do. She's just like, I think the best would be if we did it like this. I mean, you could tell me something different, but I feel like this is best. Like, I'm trying to help you. Rizzo, I'm trying to protect you because Christy's coming for you, wanting to flush your idol. And Rizzo's like, She's like, yeah, so it's just a masterclass. I love seeing it happen. It's beautiful.
But I also want to mention here, Rizzo tries to convince Joe, and his reasoning makes sense to me.
Makes sense.
If we burn Joe, he's not going to want to work with us ever. So we have to at least let him know what we're doing, even if he doesn't want to get on board with it. And Joe, sweetheart. Joe, sweetie, my guy. I appreciate what you are wanting to do here, but what you want to do is not necessarily what you're gonna do. And in this particular moment, I wanted to just grab Joe by the shoulders and shake him and just be like, sir, they are going to vote you out in the next 5 rounds. What are you doing? Because I don't think Joe fully understands his position in the Honor and Integrity Alliance right now. And when you look at the pieces on the board as they are, Joe is not in the top half of that alliance, really. Like, Chrissy is on the lower end of that totem pole, But because she has Stephanie pulled in with her, and Rizzo's not really loyal to that Four Horsemen thing, it really kind of comes down to, okay, if Chrissy, Stephanie, and Jonathan are still together and coach, where does that leave Joe at 5? At the absolute best, he's 5th in that alliance. And I was really hoping somebody would say that to him, and nobody did. But quite frankly, it doesn't matter too much. But it was just like, come on, someone just say something to this man. I don't dislike this man. I want this man to just play the game with a little bit of shadiness. That's all I'm asking. Just a little bit of something. He's like, no, I gave them my word. I wouldn't write their name down. I'm like, okay, well, fine. Be that way, Joe. Whatever.
Yeah, and I think I wasn't entirely sure where he stood, because you do have Stephanie constantly say Joe's name as part of her alliance. But then there was someone brought up that, with Chrissy and Coach gone, Jonathan and Stephanie, the kids will be completely lost because they now don't have their mom and dad anymore. And that was, oh, wait a minute. They're leaving out Joe. That's got to be for a reason. Mm-hmm. And that's because he's the 5th, and or not even.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just it's just a little upsetting. That's all. Just wish they would been able to get this pulled in. But by the time we're heading to Tribal, it just seems like Honor and Integrity is going after Rick and Aubrey, and that's just where we're at. Everybody else is going after Coach and Chrissy. And based on the numbers, it feels like it could be close. It feels like it might go one way or the other. We're not entirely sure who's in the better position here when it comes to numbers, because in theory, the Honor and Integrity people have a little bit lower in numbers, but because they have so many people that are even, on the fence a little bit, it seems like it could go either way. And we don't really know exactly what's going to happen as we head into Tribal. But everybody's just sitting with their partner, and then Cerie's over there by herself. And I loved watching Dee react in this Tribal Council. I was quite entertained by Dee in this episode, even.
Yeah. And they zoomed in on her so many times. And she gave the faces.
She pulls some of the best faces. She pulls such good faces when she's reacting to things. But we get this moment where people are just chatting back and forth, and it seems like everybody's locked in on what they're gonna do. We all know where the votes are going, pretty much, is what it seems like. And Rick gets a look on his face, and they do that thing where they like pull the sound out of Tribal a little bit. Yeah. And they do like that ringing in the ear thing. And in that moment, we knew what was gonna happen. But Rick is just sitting there like, and then eventually we come back into focus with Rick, and Rick talks about not being able to find an idol. He's like, well, okay. And then he gets up, grabs the fake that Christian had planted at Tribal in episode 2, by the way. And he moves the rock, grabs the idol, and sits down. And chaos. Like, immediate, like, what? What the actual hell? And Rick's like, yeah, I had a clue. I just haven't been able to go grab it because I needed to do it in a way that was, like, made sense and was reasonable. You know what I mean? And everyone's like, oh, shit, this is bad. So everybody's scrambling. Everybody's panicking. The Honor and Integrity people start talking to each other, and you see Christian's just like, I'm not voting for them. I wasn't going to vote for them in the first place, but everybody else is like scrambling. Rick says, yeah, I mean, it looks like I had a reason to be nervous about this vote then. And everybody's just going back and forth, and Coach just says, let's just keep the vote on them anyway, because at this point, what do we have to lose? And you can kind of get the vibe from the room that they're just like, I don't know about that. I don't think that is the best idea. Because clearly Rick has an idol. He doesn't. But Stephanie's the only person to ask Rick to show the idol. Take it out of the wrapping. Show us, Rick. And Rick's like, why would I show you? Knowledge is power. Absolutely not. And in that moment, I'm like, if I'm Stephanie, I'm clocking that. I don't know about that, Rick. I think that might have been incorrect, but oh well.
Yeah.
But we get this moment of everybody kind of just settling in to realize, okay, well, Rick and Aubrey are off the table now. They can't. We're not voting for Rick and Aubrey.
And then they were like, but we will. We still voting for them. We're gonna still vote for them. Like, yeah. Same plan. Everybody's like, same plan. I don't know if y'all mentioned about the Tiffany and Joe conversation doing spaghetti, by the way.
I did not mention that. I sincerely apologize.
It's okay. But Joe told her that he voted for her, by the way, and he told her that he will never vote for her again. He says they were bonded over this. Tiffany's strong. He likes working with her. So he promised her that he will not write her name down again. And he wants to work with her. And I was like, okay. Cool. But they're trying to figure out. Now they don't know what to do. Everybody's like, do we vote for Rick and Aubrey because he did this whole thing about this idol that we don't know what it looks like and he won't show Stephanie, and I don't know, we just go do what we go do. So it's time to vote. It's really just like, after all that, it's like we just gotta go vote at this point. We don't know what to do. And so they go vote. Votes are happening. And if you want to play an idol or an advantage, now would be the time to do so. And Rick looks at Aubrey and is like, I'm going to save it for next time. And Aubrey's like, oh.
We said he has to sneak it out and then it will be active.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sneak it out and it has to be active.
Yeah. Which I will say, okay, good. Rick. That's a good way to spin this. I like that.
That's because now he can use this again for future, things. And so it's like, and then so he's like, he don't move. And so then Coach is like, boop, I played my shot in the dark. And I was like,
I immediately panicked, by the way. The second
me too, I was like,
him,
I said, please don't say safe. Please don't say safe. Please don't say safe. Because it would just be, I was like, it's my luck that they go want to keep this man in this game and they go have a safe. Let's go say safe. Please don't say safe. He brings it to Jeff. Jeff opens it. He was like, this is a shot in the dark. If it says safe, Chrissy and Coach are both safe. He opens it. Chrissy and Coach are not safe. I was like, oh, thank God. Whew. I was like, woo, all right. Not safe. That's all I was worried about. But I'm like, but that's one less vote. Coach does not have a vote now because he's shot in the dark. Okay.
Yeah.
So the numbers is going. It's like, Rick and Aubrey, Coach and Chrissy, Rizzo and Emily.
And I love Rizzo immediately going,
like,
thanks, Chrissy.
And I was like,
no. And at this point, by the time the shot in the dark gets played, I'm like, it's curtains. We're good. We're fine.
I was like, done.
And by a vote of 10 to 1 to 1. Bye.
Oh,
bye.
Wait. You're going to have to add yourself back, Brook.
Bye.
Yeah. You got to add yourself back, Brook, because, yeah.
Yes.
This was the most exciting I was about doing this, what I'm about to do. Bye.
I'm so used to giving, and now I get to receive.
I feel like that is a very good depiction of how we're feeling right now.
I never wanted to see somebody leave so fast. I was like, oh, thank God.
I will once again say, Chrissy, I love you. You are such a fun player, and maybe you weren't on the side that I was rooting for this particular time, but I am so happy she got a chance to come back and play again, because she is the only person I will maintain has ever totally been screwed by production. Other people have been screwed, but no one has quite been screwed like Chrissy Hoffbeck. So I feel for her. But at the end of the day, it's a new game, and I'm not going to pretend like she didn't put herself in this situation by picking Coach as her partner, because she did.
Yeah. It is what it is. I will say, I don't know what the order, why they did the order, but Chrissy went first, got her torch stuff first, to a very lackluster, exit. And then Coach goes and people are clapping and like, oh, we love you, Coach. That's because Coach decided he had stuff to say. Chrissy was like, I ain't got nothing to say to you people. She's done. Chrissy was like, I'm out of here. I have nothing to say to you people. I'm out of here. But Coach, of course, has to make a speech and is like, blah, 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 whatever he said. And everyone's like, woo, yay, Coach. I'm like, just go. Coach. Just go. But the vote itself was quite interesting.
Yeah.
I mean,
everybody voted for Coach and Chrissy but Jonathan.
and Chris. Oh yeah.
Yeah, everybody voted for Coach and Chrissy but Jonathan. Jonathan voted for Rick and Aubrey, and then Chrissy voted for Emily and Rizzo, which I will say on paper I think might sound bad, but when you really think about it, no, it's actually a pretty good idea for Chrissy to vote for Emily and Rizzo here, because if everybody and their mom is voting for her and Coach, right, and she knows that, let's say, even if people are voting for Rick and Aubrey, if they do play the idol and the shot in the dark hits for whatever reason, Emily and Rizzo would then go home, which I think is actually a really good play from Chrissy here, even if it wasn't going to work out unless the shot in the dark pulled out. But that was all she really had at that point anyway.
Yeah.
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 But it was what it was. It is what it is. They did not survive. And even Joe not really voting for Coach, but voting for Chrissy only. I was like,
boo.
Did he not get a memo that you need to write both people in the pair?
He said he wasn't going to write Coach's name down.
I will never write Coach's name down. So,
okay, I have something I would like to go ahead and say while we're here. So two things. One, this is the second time this season that we have had a multiple boot episode where we've had both men and women go home, and the women get their torches snuffed before the men. Now, in this particular situation, one could argue that it was just alphabetical. Chrissy's name is first. Okay, cool, whatever. There is legitimately zero reason for Camilla and Genevieve to have had their torch snuffed before Colby, especially considering that Camilla's tribe was the last tribe standing in that immunity challenge. And Camilla went home first. So that's interesting. But my biggest problem is actually here with the last words. You gave Chrissy 2 effing sentences for quite possibly the last time we're going to see her on Survivor. Fuck that. I'm sorry. That is so fucking disrespectful. And I would be feeling this if it were the other way around with Coach too. I have no problem with giving, like, I understand you can't give them both the long last words that you normally would in the same way. But what you do is you trim 20 seconds of this episode, you can trim something, right? Trim a little clip from the immunity challenge out if you absolutely have to. You can trim a tiny bit of something, so that way we can just get to hear both of them say their piece at the end of the episode. Considering this is Survivor 50, this is the last time we're probably going to see either of them, let's be blunt, right? Or if we see one of them again in the future, it'll probably be a minute. We haven't had a returning season in a hot minute. And to do that to Chrissy after everything else that's happened this season with the women getting under-edited, it's just another slap in the face to the women this season because they have over-edited the men so fucking much. It's fucking ridiculous. Chrissy, you fucking deserve better. I'm sorry. This is some bullshit.
All right, we are putting this video out at work time. Could we ring it out a little on the swears? People are watching us at work.
I'm sorry, but we're an hour and 5 minutes in. I didn't think, but at the same time, it's how I'm genuinely feeling in the moment.
I understand. I get it, but
I'll tone it down.
I do understand. No, I do completely agree with the sentiment that you're saying. Like, absolutely give Chrissy her time, just like you gave Coach his time. And the edit for the women has been atrocious this season. So I think y'all need to like really that it should never happen that way.
No, and I just want to say I'm so tired. Oh, I've said it before, but I'm so tired of they must just not be doing or saying anything interesting arguments.
No, that can't be true because remember when before they were giving Tiff her confessionals and she didn't have any and they were like, oh, she must not be saying anything interesting. And then when she got her confessionals, everything she said was interesting and everything she said was queen and mother and everybody was like, yeah, she ate that up. I feel like all the women been eating it up. They just ain't been showing them.
Yeah.
Look, these are, let's just be real, 24 people on this cast. I would say at least 20 of them are a good confessional, right?
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't be here if they weren't. Let's just be honest. These are people that either are so strategically good or socially good that they had to be on the season, or they are just really good confessionals and compelling characters. That's why they were cast in the first place. Or in the case of Jonathan, you were one of the most physically imposing people in the history of the show. That's just the way it is, right?
That's what it
20
is.
of these people are, at least 20 of these people are really good confessionals, right? That they always have been, they always will be. So when we have to look back and say, okay, well, we only have a limited amount of time to show everybody, right? You can at least take a minute and recognize the fact that you were only showing the men because they have been. And let's not act like this is a new problem either, because this has been a recurring issue for Survivor for years. We are, 49 seasons deep of winners. We have 49 seasons worth of winners. And out of all of the winners, out of the top 10, only in terms of amount of confessionals versus number of episodes, we only have one woman in the top 10. That's absurd. I'm sorry. It's not like we only have 5 female winners or something like that. We have a lot of female winners. And the fact that the only woman who is in the top 10 in terms of visibility is Sarah Lucina.
Oh my God. And it's her?
Yeah, and it's her. Like, no shade to Sarah in terms of her gameplay, because she did play a really good game on Game Changers.
Great game, but
like,
still,
yeah.
I don't like her either.
But and you think about some of the women that have played this game and won it. Parvati's got a pretty low edit in Micronesia for most of the season. You look at, Sandra, both of her times, she was under-edited, specifically in Heroes vs. Villains, she's under-edited for a lot of that season. It just baffles me that this is something that we are still having to deal with.
Yeah.
So I honestly hope, and this is just me, I hope the rumors that this is going to be Jeff's last season are accurate. That's all. Because we need a new showrunner. I'm just going to say that. We need a new showrunner.
Well, we shall see what happens. But it is time. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I just think it's even more jarring because they had actually gone into a very good direction with female winners. Like Kenzie is often said that she had a lot more for a social winner than usually women with a social win get. Rachel became pretty prominent later on. Savannah was in the edit the entire time and front and center. So they can do it. They just chose not to.
Right. Right. Absolutely.
And I don't know if it's male women or female. Yeah, like so, and yeah, it just bothered me. Like, and it's not even just like Genevieve was really well done in her first season once she became part of the edit.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and obviously 49 had a lot of women that were pretty prominent. So, like, again, they can do it when they choose to, but they just choose not to.
Yeah.
Well, and I want to piggyback off that a little bit too, because there is the inverse idea of, okay, are there men who get under edited until they become relevant and then we start seeing them more? No, there really aren't. The only guy I can think of that fits that description is Dean on Island of the Idols. That is literally it. Everybody, every other man that I can think of that makes a deep run that is relevant to the season is edited as such from the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Why are we not doing that to the women? I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, and CGI Brit, apparently. In Samoa. Yeah.
Well, let's get into this draft update really quickly. Lewis and Logan. Lewis and Logan have now lost another member of their team. So Lewis is hanging on by one with Emily flipping in a dream. Jack is holding on to Kristen Hubicki in a dream. Logan still has Rizzo and Stephanie. I am still
eating this draft up.
We're eating this draft up, baby. You are eating. I am eating. Only to lose one and Kobe, and only because he has an injured foot. I'm not that mad. I'm not that mad.
Wow.
Let's be honest, Lana. We the two of us have just cornered the market on survivors to make it deep into 50 this particular season. There you go.
There you go. We kind of ate that up.
I have this gut feeling that I am about to be losing Rick Devens in the very near future.
I was nervous for you. I was like, oh, Brook cannot lose Rick and Aubrey in the same day. That would have been tragic.
I still have Suri.
But you have Suri, and as you say, Suri is winning. So
look, let's be honest. If I win the draft because I drafted Suri, is anyone going to be mad at me?
No. Oh, absolutely not. Oh, absolutely not. Like that is the only outcome that I need for you to win this draft. If you win the draft because of that, I love it. I love it for you. I love it for us. I love it. So
I love it for her.
I love it for her.
I love it for Lisa. I love it for Lisa. That's who I love it for. Because she's just like the rest of us. She just wants to see Suri win Survivor.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But that is going to do it because we got nothing else to talk about. We'll be back though next week because we have another episode. And so we'll be back next week to talk episode 9 and do all the things that we do. We hope you join us. I appreciate you both joining today. And we'll be back next week. In some form of shape or form of fashion. Some of us are going to be here next week. So we're going to talk about episode 9. We truly appreciate you taking the time to look out for us and watch us and support us and do all those things because why wouldn't you? We're great.
Us, choosing us, loving us.
We're pick-me's today, and we don't mind. Pick us. But thank you so much for watching. Follow us on this channel if you haven't done so already. Follow us on all of our other channels. All the links will be in the description below, as well as our audio podcast links, our Patreon links, all of our socials at The Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. And yes, you can follow me, Ree, and Brooke if you like. If you don't want to, I mean, sure,
Why
whatever,
not?
that's fine. But if you do want to, we'll love that. That'd be great. Um, and yeah, we're good. Oh, get your cup mug too, because you don't want to forget that. Get your cup mug at lanajuicecreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And if you look to the right of the screen, there is a QR code that'll take you right to the shop. We truly, truly appreciate you. And we are going to get out of here. We got more things to do. You just watch our more of our content because we got plenty out there. Binge watch if you haven't done so. But yeah, we will see you all next time. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.